I'm joined by Mary Barra, CEO and Chairman of General Motors. Mary, thanks so much for sitting down with me this morning, and congratulations on another profitable quarter.
Well, thanks so much. It's great to be here, and I couldn't be more proud of the entire General Motors team, the work that everyone did to rally around the pandemic to make sure our employees were safe, keeping our customers safe, and then protecting the business. And as you just noted, we ended up with a very strong year, a very strong finish with record performance in Q4 and a record year for our financial unit.
And the stock certainly taking a liking to these results this morning, up fractionally right near an all-time high. Mary, my first question for you is about this massive chip shortage affecting your company as well as other big businesses here in the U.S. Is there a solution that your company is working on so that it doesn't need to rely on companies abroad to build its cars?
Well, right now, the issue that we're facing today is an industry-wide issue. We're working with our suppliers, not only our tier 1, but tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, to address this issue and really optimize the number of chips and modules that we'll have to produce vehicles this year. We're focused on our vehicles that are most in demand by our customers, full-size trucks, the Corvette and our EV products as well as our full-size SUVs. So it's a very dynamic situation right now. It is a short term. We've provided our guidance that includes the potential impact of the chip shortage, and we're working every day to minimize that.
And what is behind the chip shortage, Mary? Is it a case that the coronavirus pandemic has just led to fewer chips being produced, or is there something else here behind the curtain?
Well, I think what happened was, if you remember when we were in the middle of the pandemic, the chip process that actually starts with a wafer being made is a fairly long process. And so when there was not clarity on what the recovery would be, I think that's where this originated. General Motors, though, was always very firm on our predictions and our forecast for what we needed. But I think as it went through the supply base, there were some challenges there. We're working to change our process as we go forward and have much deeper conversations within the supply chain to make sure this never happens again, as well as we're working strategically with some chip manufacturers, more from a technology perspective, to make sure we're leveraging the future technology and chips in our vehicles as we have, there's so many technologies that we're making available to our consumers.
And of course, we've seen the stock rise double digits since your announcement in November that EVs are the future of this company. For anyone watching the Super Bowl, I'm sure they saw the Will Ferrell Norway ad that your company put on talking about your commitment to electric vehicles ahead. It's going to come with a lot of costs and investments, but what do you think your consumers want to see from these EVs?
Well, our consumers are telling us if we provide a vehicle that it fits their functionality. So they don't want to buy a vehicle that, if they want an SUV, they're not going to buy a sedan. But that's where General Motors, we have breadth of product. We have the Ultium platform that we can take, provide a number of vehicles off of it. And we're super excited about the 30 vehicles that will be launching globally by 2025. 2/3 of them will be available in the United States. And we want to make sure we have an EV for everyone. And so that's the mission that we're on. And, really the Super Bowl ad, which was a lot of fun, was just raising awareness of EVs and the importance of EVs as we go forward.
We've seen the jobs market nearly crippled here in the U.S., of course, in the wake of the coronavirus. 10 million Americans still out of work, and with a commitment to add 30 new all-electric cars by 2025. I assume that you are hiring. Is that the case, Mary?
Well, not only, we have, as we convert assembly plants, we'll be bringing on additional people. But I think what also is very significant is we are going to be building our own battery cells in this country. We're already constructing the plant in Ohio. We're hiring people there right now. So we think the opportunity to grow EVs, and it's a growth opportunity for General Motors, obviously will translate into hiring. So we're excited about that as well.
What are your conversations, if you're having them or down the road, with the Biden administration about securing infrastructure on our roads and highways so that it is easier for Americans to use EVs to charge up if they are making a long-haul trip?
Well, what you're talking about is so important because our customers are also telling us that, once we hit 300-mile range, which as we move to our Ultium platform, that will accomplish that and more, they are worried about charging infrastructure. And so we're already having conversations with the Biden administration of what needs to happen, because it's not just home charging or work charging, but as you said, we need to make sure there's charging when people are going on a longer trip, or for people who live in apartments and don't necessarily have, access to charging at their homes. So we need a wide range of solutions for the charging infrastructure. General Motors has a team that's dedicated to working on that, and we're having those conversations with the administration.
During the campaign trail, Mary, we had seen Joe Biden pledge for 50,000 charging stations to be added across America. Do you think we need more than that?
Well, I think it's not only the quantity, but it's making sure we have them in the right place. And that's where General Motors, we can leverage the information that we have from OnStar, because we have the most connected vehicles across the country to indicate where they should be. So, it's the quantity of charging. There's already quite a bit available, but it's the quantity, it's the reliability, and it's the certainty that when someone pulls into a charging center, they know they're going to get access. So those are all issues that we're working through.
And of course, automation. I know another focus of yours through your majority holding of Cruise, which just got a pretty big investment from Microsoft. In terms of automation, how comfortable do you think consumers are with that? And at what point could we see that highly automated level come to some of these new EVs that you're rolling out?
Well, when you look at what Cruise automation is accomplishing, it is incredibly significant. We are testing vehicles right now without the driver in San Francisco. So the technology holds great promise. They're hitting all their milestones. And I think the partnership that we just announced with Microsoft is a huge validation of the technology that we have. Also, just yesterday, the California DMV report came out showing the performance of Cruise and the technology. So we're very excited. And really, the issue is once you get in, and I've had the opportunity to ride in one of our driverless vehicles, and you see how the technology works, it gives you great confidence. And also coming from the partnership that Cruise has with General Motors of what it takes to truly have safe autonomous driving, we're focused on that as well. So I couldn't be more excited about the technology.
All right, Mary Barra, you'll have to join us again. Congratulations again on the quarter. The stock up nicely this morning near a record high. Mary's the CEO and chairman of General Motors. Thank you.